learn from me, kiddies. There was, again, my mom saying, hey, there's this thing. I think we saw it in a newspaper. There was an ad for, I can't even remember but in video games. It was Iguana Games back in Austin. And they were hiring. And I remember being like, oh my God. In my mind, I was like, I'm going to get this job and I'm going to give them all my art. Remember that, like, the art that I had made before then, sure, I had done some, like, I think I was starting to go in the community college, but, like, this was before. So I was like, you know what? Let me send them my stuff. And it was all these comic book things that I was talking about, and just like.
Wait, how old were you when you did this? What did you mail to people?
So I was like, it was. I didn't mail anything.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't do this.
Oh,
this
God.
is the
all right,
don't
please,
do.
Please continue on. Please continue on.
I got all my, like, loose drawings, stuffed them into a Kinko's bag, drove to Iguana, walked in and said, hi, I heard you had an opening, and dropped the Kinko's bag off, like, at the receptionist desk.
My God. Wait, how old are you?
I can't remember. I think I was.
Oh, my God.
It was super.
You were old enough to drive.
I'm trying to think if, like, I drove or. I think I was old enough to drive, yeah.
All right, so that means you were, like, what, 16 or something, right?
Somewhere there. But it was so, like, yeah, I can totally. It wasn't cocky, but it was, like, it was just, like,
you knew better,
dreaming.
Man. You knew better.
I should have known better.
Hey, I hear y'all got a job.
Yeah, here's a paper
my
bag,
Okay, so
I dropped it off at the receptionist.
Yeah, but what happened? And I think we all need to know what happened when you dropped off that stuff.
I waited, like, I was so excited, like, thinking, like, oh man, I can't wait for this call. This call's gonna come, anytime.
Wait. You didn't talk to anybody there in that moment? You just
no, I just talked
to the receptionist and then just left?
And I told her, I was like, hey, I heard you had a job. I have some stuff to drop, to drop off. And, like, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Just leave it on my desk. And it's like, okay, cool. Thank you. And like, you're new. You're, like, thinking about, like, all these things, and you're like, all the possibilities. Oh, it would be so cool to work. I think they were making Turok or something. I don't know.
I can only imagine them opening that bag up and spilling out all those straight papers and like, what the hell is it? Did you even put a resume in there?
No, I think I put like a calling card or, like, so I didn't have a resume. I wasn't even, like.
That's hilarious.
So anyways, 2 weeks go by. I'm like, I guess there's no call. I mean, why? At least they call me. Of course they wouldn't call you. I mean, so I drove back, and when I got back there, the thing was still in the same spot.
Wait, you drove back? You went back to the studio?
I went back because I wanted to get my samples.
You want to go back and get your work back?
Yeah.
So you didn't make copies of your work. You just put your originals
I gave
in.
Like the originals.
God. All right.
And so.
So you went back, and they never even opened it.
No, it was in the same spot.
They probably thought it was like a bomb or something, man, or something bad.
It's in, like, one of those brown Kinko's bags, when you make prints and you just put it in there. It's yeah, that.
That's funny.
Think about it. You're like 16, whatever. But don't do that, So it was kind of disheartening, to see your stuff just there, and they didn't look at it, and you're just like. In hindsight, I was sad about it, but, like, in hindsight, I'm like, of course, why would they look at it? You didn't put any effort into actually, like, making a presentation, or, like, you can't just give somebody a brown paper bag and be like, check out my stuff, it's cool. It's
that's cool. That's a good message to leave with people.
So yeah, I mean, definitely, like, present your work as best you can. Presentation goes a long way. It's one of those things. It shows care. It shows that you care about your work and you respect your work to be able to be like, hey, I have something to show you.